A group of pals who are members of the same book club are the focus of the narrative. Angela and her pals resolve to exact revenge on their writing professor, Cruzado, when he sexually abuses Angela, and it goes undetected due to his prestige at the university. The buddies decide to keep their scheme a secret after it causes a terrible tragedy. However, a killer starts murdering them one by one, while wearing the very clown costume they used to scare Cruzado, and publishing the story of their deaths online. Here is everything you might want to know about the ending of Killer Book Club. Spoilers ahead. The film begins 6 years before the setting of the main narrative. A young woman named Alicia douses an older woman, who we later learn is Alicia's mother, in gasoline. Alicia grabs a burning copy of Don Quixote and throws it toward the begging woman. The pages spread over the floor immediately catch fire before the flames cover the mother. As her dying scream can be heard in the background, a chat flashes on the screen stating, "She will be the one to die," with a hammer emoji beside the message. The second line contains a series of love images. The story then jumps to the present, when Angela and her classmates from Cruzado's writing class at McSU include Sebas, Coldo, Eva, Sarah, and Rai. As Angela arrives to the university, her boyfriend Nando, a bartender at the neighborhood establishment, follows. Virginia, a girl who seems to be at least a year younger than the others, joins them. They are participants in the book club at the university. Nearly all of them are aspiring writers, with the exception of Nando, who is there so he and Angela can spend more time together, despite not even being a student at the university. They are now reading Miranda Duncan's book Killer Clowns. Apparently, several members of this horror-loving group are fascinated with clowns. Virginia posts the video of a killer clown on the group chat, and the friends talk about coulrophobia, the irrational fear of clowns. There seems to be an underlying tension between Nando and Sebas, as the latter is apparently in love with Angela. Nando and the others know this to be true, though Angela seems dismissive, likely because she doesn't want to deal with the notion that her best friend is in love with her when she is in a relationship with someone else. Afterward, she berates Nando for his aggressive behavior towards Sebas, even though the heated exchange started after Sebas insinuated that Nando is unimaginative. After the club meeting, most members of the group attend Cruzado's class. Among them, only Angela is told to remain behind after class. Cruzado takes Angela to his office and states that he wants to discuss the email she sent him. Angela thinks he is speaking about the email about her novel she never sent, but he apparently means something else. Cruzado corners and tries to kiss her, prompting her to kick him below the belt and force him to open the door. Due to Cruzado's threats of severe repercussions and the fact that he is a professor with significant clout at the university, Angela decides not to report him. After some time, her pals devise a scheme to terrorize Cruzado to death. To frighten the man in the evening when the university is essentially deserted, they all don clown outfits. Cruzado stumbles into Angela, tumbles over the balcony, and is impaled on the jousting lance of the Don Quixote monument in the university courtyard, as he flees the costumed students. Although Angela immediately wants to go to the police and accept the part she played in the man's death, her friends, including Nano, vehemently disagree with the plan, as they have no desire to throw away their future. So, all of them swear that they will keep what happened this evening a secret, letting the authorities presume that Cruzado died of suicide or accident. The mad clown is soon discovered by the club members as a new addition to the group chat. They submitted the first chapter of their story to the writing platform Escrilio, and they have posted the link to it. The first chapter describes Cruzado's incident in great detail, before announcing that one book club member will be slain in each of the subsequent chapters. Killer Book Club is a film that pays homage to slasher classics from the 1990s like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. As it refers to each character by the archetype they are meant to embody, it incorporates some meta qualities. Who is the killer clown? Virginia, or the brat, as the killer refers to her, seemingly becomes their first victim. The killer posts chapter 2 of his story, apparently after killing her, but the others fail to locate her body. Predictably, Angela and the rest start to suspect each other. They conclude that no one else was at the university campus the night Cruzado died, so it has to be one of them. As Nando is not entirely a part of the group, the suspicion inevitably falls on her. Sebas is also suspected of being the killer because of his interest in Angela. The second person in the group to be killed is Rai. Self-assured to the point of arrogance, Rai confronts the clown when they come for him. He seems to subdue the person and even unmask them, but never sees the attack coming, as the clown cuts his belly open with the claw side of their hammer. The group's remaining members are also unable to locate Rai's body. When they get at the location indicated in the chapter, they discover an abandoned swimming pool with the words "to be continued" scrawled on the bottom. The walls of the ancient, deserted structure, where Virginia's body should have been, bore the same inscription. Despite being attacked, Nando manages to live. Koldo organizes a fair where attendees arrive dressed as clowns, believing the whole thing to be a sophisticated practical joke. Koldo and Sarah are both slain in that incident. After spotting the murderer's hammer in Eva's hand, Angela momentarily accuses Eva, but Eva is also fatally wounded. Ultimately, it is revealed that Sebas and Virginia are the killers dressed as clowns. Virginia is Alicia, and Sebas is her boyfriend with whom she was interacting in the chat mentioned above. Alicia also met Angela on the same website, and the two girls grew quite close, prompting Alicia to confide in Angela about the horrible abuse she was suffering at the hands of her book-obsessed mother. Angela took that, changed the names, and wrote a novel. After its publication, it became quite popular. Angela has thought all this time her novel made Alicia murder her mother and commit suicide. As it turns out, Alicia did kill her mother, but she didn't die by suicide. Alicia and Sebas set up an elaborate plan to frame Angela for the murders of her friends, and write a story on that. They are the ones who sent Cruzado the email from Angela's account, claiming that she was attracted to him. The idea is that Sebas will publish it after Angela's death, and he and Alicia will become rich after the novel becomes a bestseller. Sebas is ultimately killed after Nando, who is revealed to be alive, pushes him off from the same spot where Cruzado fell, and Sebas also dies after being impaled on Don Quixote's lance. Alicia seemingly dies in the boiler room of the university after Angela uses electricity to set her on fire. Is Alicia dead? Does Angela die? The movie's epilogue takes place a year after the main story. Both Nando and Angela are still alive and together, and the former is currently enrolled in college. They enroll in a writing course where the instructor discusses sequels. After exiting the lesson, Angela is startled to see a person in a clown costume in front of her. They take off the mask to reveal Alicia, who has had half of her face burned. When Angela turns to look around, she discovers that only the two of them are present. A moment before Alicia attacks Angela, the movie ends. Angela sees visions of the clown attacks throughout the movie. This is probably one of them. Otherwise, there would not have been a sudden void at the university. Additionally, it is customary for horror and thriller movies to conclude with the suggestion that the adversary is still present, even if they aren't. Alicia is most likely deceased, but Angela is alive,